Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm working on the Lotus. I got everything stripped off of it on the driver's side. I didn't do the passenger side yet because I don't know these cars well enough to want to take everything off and then not have reference when I'm putting it back together. So I figured do one side at a time and then that'd be easier. I did learn a lot by taking this thing apart, so I'm gonna share some of that in case there's some other Lotus enthusiasts that are doing the same thing, that have some questions. I've kind of noticed easier ways to take things off and on, and I did some research and found some tips on the forums, so I'll just share that here because there wasn't a whole lot on YouTube. But the first thing I will share is I used the steamer to clean the fender wells and stuff. I took the wheel liners out. Be careful. I think it was the non-diluted all-purpose, Meguiar's all-purpose cleaner, or the Simple Green, but there's like a black silicone here that seals up this piece from the monocoque to the aluminum paneling, and it like started to melt it kind of. You can actually see it right there. It comes off. So it would smear every time I'd wipe it. So just be careful with that, and then just be careful. I got some aluminum staining here. Oh, it's coming right off. But just be careful with what you use. The steamer seemed to do pretty well. You got everything clean in the front, and then we'll go back here. Watch out for my GoPro camera rig there. And here's the rear. The rear didn't come as clean as the front. Right here, the aluminum is just like, or I don't know if that's like, I think that's actually steel. So that's kind of just, the corrosion's bad. The aluminum right here came clean, but the rest is just the fender liner. I didn't take the fender liner out of the back. I didn't see the need to. There's a little rub mark there from the wheels, but I didn't see the need to take it out of the rear. The front mainly because I needed to take it out to get to the buckets for the headlight lenses so we can restore these and get rid of all that. The next thing I took off was the access panels. The one I took off before to get to the brake reservoir. The other I took off to get to the brake line. So I'll first go over that. I took off, oh, I did not notice that. Those must be to protect. So I'm gonna keep those. Did not notice those fell off there. So we'll keep those over here. But anyway, so the easiest way to take those off is there's a Allen right here on top of the panel. It's just a stainless steel Allen. You undo that and then you pull the panel, slide it like kind of with the body line up out of the two posts right here, and then it sits kind of underneath the actual vents. So the vents are also two pieces. So as you get those off, then the vents have a couple bolts. Like there's one right here, there's one down there, one right there, one up there, and then I think that's it. Oh, there's one right here and one right here. So there's 3 per side. But anyway, so then the vents kind of pop up this way too and then shoot back in. There's a post right there that the vent goes in. You can see, but I did that because if you see where the green rag is, let me grab a light real quick. So if you see right there, oh, that's not very good with the light. That's probably better without the light. The brake line is actually in between this part of the frame. So you have to, the brake line comes through here and then goes through the frame. So it's really kind of a pain in the butt to get to. I don't know how I'm gonna get it back on. I barely got it off. So we'll kind of see as that goes, how it goes back together. I'll give some tips and stuff. The next thing I want to show is for the lower control arms. So this is all boxed in. The lower control arm bolt comes through here. Well, if you look inside the car, there's a bolt hole right there by the footwell, and there's one over there. That's the lower control arm bolt. So it goes through the floor into the chassis and through the control arm, which is kind of weird. And then the front one is the other side of the nut is underneath the sway bar, so you have to take off the small aluminum front paneling. So those are the two aluminum. That's the middle one. And then that's the right before the diffuser, and then that's the front one right behind the bumper. So that's how you get the lower off. The upper is pretty easy to get to this bolt. You stick a wrench in there, stick your ratchet on this side. So this is where I read on the forums, I wasn't sure, the bolt goes through this way. So I wasn't sure how you get it off. So you turn the wheel whichever side you're working on. So like if you're working on the driver's side, you make a left-hand turn, and it pulls the rack all the way towards the passenger side or the opposite side, and then you can sneak the bolt out. So the other thing is mine, I got to look into it. My control arm was shimmed all the way towards the front of the car, and there were shims, so I don't know how I'm going to get those back in. But I guess we'll work on that and see when the time comes. Here's all the control arms. They're in all right shape. They need to be replaced in my opinion. So then these knuckles don't look too hot because they're just cast. So I'm gonna sandblast those and paint them like a titanium silver color. Just I think it'll look nice. And really that's it for the car right now. Until we get more stuff going. I'm trying to think of anything else. We're gonna pull these headlight lenses real quick to see how they come off, and then start figuring out how I'm gonna sand them. I did get the clear coat for them, and kind of go from there. All right, well that was easy. Headlight lenses out. It's just 3 10mm. There's one right there, and one right there. Allens, or not 10mm, I'm sorry. They're 5mm headed Allens. So those come right out. Then the headlight bucket pulls out. The hexes are what bolts these in for the projectors. Here's the bucket itself. The seal is actually glued to it on the inside, so you can peel it back, which I'm just gonna have to tape it and then clear it, because I don't want to ruin that seal. That seal's expensive, and then the lenses themselves are about 500 bucks. So you can see though, kind of, there's, maybe it cleaned up a little. On the bottom, no, it went away. No, it didn't. So there's kind of like some burning. If you can see, it's kind of hard to hold. The bottom here with my finger is, there's some burning in there. I don't know. These things have a common tendency to melt when because they get too hot. So I'm assuming that might be what happened. I don't know, but we'll kind of do some investigation and see. Maybe I can pop the lens off and paint the rest of it. But thanks for watching. Another short little video, just trying to kind of do short ones so they're not so long and drawn out. But that's it. We're getting it cleaned up and ready to go. I'm hoping we can make it to the OG Smokies. If not, we'll at least have some good content and have some fun on the way. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, and stay tuned for the next one.